Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome to Y.A.R.P number 70, significantly less nice than 69. We were talking Hellraiser, now we're talking Jeepers Creepers. God,
Oh
this is
no.
a fucking improvement.
Oh
Very
yes,
much
we
so.
have gone up the ladder. This is much better.
It's a rare feeling.
It is.
And I think Jake was saying this before we went live, and I kind of have the same experience because I haven't seen this movie in fucking years. It is actually a lot better than I remember it being.
Yes, very much so.
Or maybe we're just deprived of like fundamentally decent character work that the characters in this being pretty well realized is so refreshing.
I mean, to be fair, there's only like two of them. Like everyone else is just kind of like a minor character. But
Mhm.
it just goes to show you what you can do. I mean, this is probably I'd have to look up the budget, but this is pretty minimalist as far as like horrors go.
Oh yeah,
But
like
it holds up really well.
it's got like the set, which is the basement. It's got the highway. It's got the diner, and it's got the police station.
So
Yep.
Like
it
those are its
was
major sets.
an
Of
estimated 10 million for the budget.
that is pocket change.
And it made almost 60 million at the box office. So it's considered a
So
success.
yeah, it made its money back.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep.
So
And it deserves it.
yeah.
Very different
Yeah, it
movie.
does.
Yeah, no,
With like a
it was
B movie plot, but written by someone who actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it was actually
how do we want to do our coverage? We could talk to Wyatt and Max since this is their first viewing ever, see what they think, or we can kind of go through it, beat by beat and see what we think.
it was actually really hard for me to watch because I had both of my hands over my eyes. So
Oh.
You filthy
This wa-
bitch! Somebody
this
needs to fly down there
I was
and
gonna
Clockwork
say,
Orange this
really?
motherfucker.
Meanwhile, I was having the
no,
opposite reaction. I was laughing for a good chunk of it, specifically when they
what were
kept
you
when they
laughing?
kept
What the
trying
fuck?
when they
What the
kept trying
fuck were you
to
laughing at?
when they were kept trying to hit it or when it ran over the creature multiple times. I don't know why.
Can
That
we
was
just
that was
admit?
that was a little bit.
Let's take a good solid minute and admit, and fucking marvel in awe that Wyatt is a fucking psychopath.
A little bit like
what when
that.
they
Jesus
Like
when
Does
that.
they
Christ,
come
dude!
up
What the fuck?
really frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fucking that moment was a triumph. It wasn't hilarious.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really
I
not meant to
can
be funny.
understand where you're coming from,
it
Wyatt.
was the repetition
Kinda.
of it that it made me start to chuckle by like the
Mm,
fourth
It
time they ran it
it's
over.
subverting the trope.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's literally doing everything she can, and like she calls out the trope in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally, they just once it's never dead.
Hmm.
So that was the thing. She's like, I'm going to fucking make sure that this thing is dead. And in most cases, it absolutely would have been.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like if I mean, I would have understood if like she hit it and it like flew into a wood chipper and then all the pieces went into a furnace. That would have been funny, but
That would have been great. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Well, I mean, for context, Derry is the one that has to tell her to stop, and he's the one that's way more traumatized than she is
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
because he actually saw all the shit firsthand.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like you mentioned it in our little break, but like the massive change in like his
Oh
demeanor.
yeah, his performance is
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Justin Long's a good actor. I wish,
Yeah, very much so.
like, I was about to say, I wish he was in more stuff, but he's
Well,
actually still acting.
and just think
Yes.
about all the modern horror movies where like people go through these really fucked up situations and like nothing changes about them. I mean, we kind of just went through that with Hellraiser.
Yeah,
Like after everything that they saw, they're just fine. They're the same happy-go-lucky fucking people they were 5, 10 minutes ago. It's like, nah.
maybe the Hellraiser was the friends we made along the way.
Ah, jeez.
Maybe that's what the real Cenobites were.
Jeepers needed to show up and fucking just beat the dog shit out of Pinhead.
Yeah, that's a fun discussion, probably more so with Jake. But where does Jeepers rate on the death battle chart for horror monsters?
I mean, mm, not as
Depends.
high as you'd think.
Is it the 23rd spring for 23 days? He's basically invincible.
Only if
He
he
can't
eats.
really be killed, but he can
Only
be
if he.
pretty fucked up. He's more of a
Yeah.
tank than a DPS.
Yeah,
Well, it's
You
like
can't really keep
he
him
can only
down, but-
regenerate if he eats something.
I was about to say
Yeah.
the idea that you can regenerate because they talk about that
Oh,
with
they addressed
Alucard.
that in the
Well,
sequels.
Mhm.
Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Well, in Alucard
Okay.
versus Dio, the reason why Alucard's so broken is because you'd have to kill him 3 million times, but it's like Dio could totally kill him 3 million times. So like, if you just kept beating down on fucking Jeepers Creepers, would that kill him?
Just prevent him from eating something.
Yeah.
That's all you
If
gotta
you can
do.
prevent
Yeah.
his regen, eventually he's gonna run out of bits.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because what did she
He
say?
is
Eaten
containable.
so many
It's-
hearts that his own can't stop eating.
I was gonna say his
Yeah.
his regen cap has a limit.
Yeah.
So there
And
you go.
eventually, it must, right?
So there you go. Alucard versus Jeepers Creepers. Next death battle coming to you soon.
So
Right.
I wanted to touch on the beginning of the film because I feel like some of you kind of had some minor complaints about like them in the car, kind of bantering back and forth. Did you guys
I
think that
mean-
was too over the top, or?
Well, here's the thing. Like, I was making jokes. It's like, oh my god, please die. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, that was totally believable. Like, how a brother and sister would totally act. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind
Brothers and
shitty
sisters
to
annoy
each
the
other.
shit out of each other.
yeah, it's literally what they're.
Hello?
supposed to do.
It kind of
So,
stopped. As
I
soon as
thought
the
that
plot
was fine.
started.
Yeah, as
And they
things
didn't really,
started to
get too
escalate,
old.
the banter kind of came to an end because, I mean, for one thing, Derry just was too like devastated to continue.
hmm And it even like
So-
ended with her.
Mhm.
So
And, like, she was trying to do her best to
rewind
keep it
like
going.
a minute because I lost connection for a second.
We're just talking about like the going from annoying to like being okay. They're
Mhm.
like being actual characters. Because the sister was trying to like make him laugh and shit like that, and that's totally something you would do for somebody who's like just went through something really
Yeah.
fucked up and traumatizing. But even her demeanor changed when she like laid eyes with Jeepers Creepers. Like, she was a different person after that point.
Which
'Cause
brings up
she-
an interesting question. When they were in the diner and he was like, "You believe me, right?" Do you think she actually believed him, or
No.
did she still have doubts at that point?
Well, I don't think
It's
she.
not that she had doubts. I think the situation is just so fucking out there that she has trouble wrapping her head around it.
Which is
Trouble
kind
really
of what the
believing
cops
that it's
say.
real. Yeah, exactly. And that conversation between the cop, that was like the most reasonable any cop has ever been in a fucking horror movie. That was
Oh yeah, I was literally
almost
waiting.
strange to behold.
I was almost like waiting for I was waiting for the entire like town to be crazy. It's like, oh no, you're fucking in our town now. We
That's
like Jeepers
that's what I was
Creepers.
thinking too. Yeah, with how they were taking so long to do things like get the police on the phone.
Yeah, and like the fact that like the lady was like super freaked out by the fact that some weirdo was in their car. I was like, oh, we actually have human beings here.
Yeah.
Well, and now you know how he got from the church to the diner so fast.
Well, yeah. He used Goku's
flew.
instant transmission. I mean, you got the idea that he was gonna fly when he fucking landed on the cop car.
Mm-hmm. I
I
do
did-
like when they were trying to run him over initially, and he was just doing the weird like jump and like.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you want to see me do it again?
Then he backflipped off the car.
No,
I
yeah,
guess.
I think that's what. No, yeah, I think it was just the sudden showing of acrobatics that got me with that, because he does it. He does it like a good 3 times. Because he tries to hit them twice.
I think they were trying to stair step you into the idea of this human.
Right.
Mhm.
Didn't they show his face before that? Like before he
Not
started
well,
doing that?
no.
Not
Yeah,
well,
they
no.
showed you like glimpses, so he always looked like he was kind of fucked up, or he was wearing some kind of mask. Like, you could never really make out that he was a boogie boogie demon person.
And then
Mhm.
like afterwards, like after he gets run over, you see the wing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of your confirmation. It's like, oh, no, literally not human at all.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is something. Shoutouts to Cat Lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she
She
and
was
Giga
so
Chad.
fucking based.
With her
I love that
elephant
character.
rifle loaded with fucking explosive ammunition. Christ.
Literally Torg gun.
Well, no, not even before that. Like, ask, well, how many cats do you have? It's like as many as I fucking want.
Bitch.
Yeah.
More than a couple.
More than a couple.
So these cops keep telling me how many babies I could have, and then the subtitles were like babies complaining.
Yeah, the
Cats were very
subtitles call the
pissed.
cats the babies.
Pretty based.
Is there any character that we actually had problems with in this movie? Especially as compared to the other one?
The cops for not answering the radio.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that one fucking black cop. She rang in that there was an incident, just to touch home with like Central, and then Central kept getting back to her, and she just kept not doing it, even though she wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah,
She just sat there looking at a fucking door.
Yeah, just sitting there like a fucking NPC.
And I really appreciate that it's like, hey, okay, come on. What y'all gonna answer? Hello? Hey, what y'all doing?
Yeah, and they just kept fucking, because you could tell, it's like, oh, not again with this bitch. She never answers her fucking radio. Yeah, checking in. Please respond. 037. Please respond.
Please respond before I think someone shot you and I have to have somebody look for you.
So, did you guys figure out the license plate?
Be eating you.
Yeah, it's be eating you, not beating you.
So he didn't even get the points.
Nope.
No.
What a loser.
PewDiePie.
Loser. You didn't get the pun.
He got it eventually.
I do kind of like how the Creeper has like a little bit, how they managed to get across that it has a personality without making it too cartoonish.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went to the DMV and requested that very specific license plate,
Yeah, or when he was whistling Jeepers Creepers, when he was about to eat the severed head's tongue.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was whistling because. Well, do you need a tongue to whistle?
Did you guys notice the? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Did you notice the billboard in the background for that?
Oh, it's so darn delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's so darn delicious or tasty.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's
I was
like
just
one
more
of those
creeped out.
old-timey fucking meat factory looking billboards.
I was just more creeped out by the whole fucking scenario. It was pretty fucked.
And then in the end, he was just he's listening to the song on the old phonograph.
Mm-hmm. He's like, this is a good song for some reason.
How do you guys feel about Jez, like as a character? I know she exists to be expository a little bit.
She's literally the walking exposition.
Yeah, she just goes there. It's like, I got psychic powers. Yeah, I dream about this.
I think that the thing that makes it a little bit easier for me to swallow is that like everybody in the movie fucking and like her predictions don't actually really amount to much. Like, it's exposition, but it doesn't actually affect anything.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
She can see some of the plot, but she can't actually help anyone because the details she can give are always too vague to be useful.
Yeah, and every time she tries, everyone's like, "You're fucking useless. Go away."
And I love it's literally the Bardock from fucking the Bridge series. Why didn't you see this coming? If these guys are psychics, shouldn't they have seen this invasion coming?
I can see the future.
I can see the future.
Oh no, they see me.
I understand from annihilating my race in the future.
No, you can see the future.
I'm on fire. Yet again, more Dragon Ball time for fucking our horror movies. This is how Max copes with dealing with these fucking movies that make him really uncomfortable.
So, which one did you feel was scarier, Max? Hellraiser or Jeepers?
Well, Hellraiser gets it. Hellraiser gets it just because of the gore. Remember, I don't really like gore. So if you guys ever propose doing the Saw movies for Halloween, I'm literally not going to watch them.
We can do Peter Jackson horror films.
Those will make us more. Those will make us more laugh than anything because they were. Comedies,
Dead Alive is gory as hell. It's like absurd.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, if you don't like gore, you could always watch Guillermo del Toro movies where they're horror but also weirdly horny.
Well,
what was the movie where that won an Oscar? That's about a fish man and a
Shape of Water.
Yeah, Shape of Water.
What is it called?
Shape of Water.
Yeah. Or it's about was it a deaf woman and a fish man? They're in love.
Yeah, something like that.
She gives it an apple and it wants to fuck.
Well, no,
an
it's
egg,
a boiled
actually.
egg.
Hard boiled egg. And then he won an Oscar for it for Best Picture, I believe.
It was
God,
worth
I
it.
don't
I
wanna-
actually
I don't
really
wanna-
liked. I really liked Shape of Water.
I don't know if I want to watch that. I kind of want to though. There's a part of me that's like, what is this movie?
It's
Well,
not a bad movie. It's just a very strange premise, and you know because of who's making it that there's a lot of horniness involved.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, even in the
He's
Hellboy
a-
movies, there's some horniness in there.
Hey man,
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro is a fucking man of fine culture. Shut up.
Yeah,
I mean,
Guillermo
no
del
one-
Toro is absolutely into monster girls.
I still need
Yeah.
to see Pan's Labyrinth. I've never
We
So
need
seen
do
to
it.
have-
I.
We need to have Guillermo del Toro on for best wife is.
All right,
no.
hold
There
on.
wasn't
hold on,
too much
let me-
horniness in Pacific Rim, but I guess I was hard the whole time. So
I mean, there's just horniness with the
I was
giant
gonna,
robots.
yeah, I was gonna say you just looked at the giant robots. That's the horny.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the horny.
I mean,
I'll
why
never-
else do you think Gypsy Danger uses a shipping freighter? It's obviously a penis metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you think it's called an obvious fucking stripper name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gypsy
Because the
Danger,
patriarchy.
Crimson Typhoon, Cherno Alpha. That's not really sexy.
All right.
I
Striker,
don't know. I
you-
want to go see a stripper named Crimson Typhoon. I don't think that's going to end well for me.
Yeah,
She,
Stri-
just she just spins really fast all the time, and she's got
okay, so
red hair.
there's Striker Eureka. I feel like that can be turned to Striker Erica. I feel like that'd be that's
Yeah.
either a
Hold
stripper
on.
name or a dead or alive character.
I was gonna say,
no in between.
yeah, I was gonna say that's a UFC.
What about
name.
both?
She just fucking
about
And
both?
it's gonna be both. Yeah,
she just
it's both.
punches you.
Like, I mean, like, wouldn't dead or alive characters just be strippers?
I mean, if they weren't like,
Distinction without a
They
difference.
not already.
yeah, they kind of are. Let's say
Yeah.
Tina literally is, which God bless her. She's a gift to America.
Anywho, do we have anything else we want to say about the movie?
I'm really. It's kind of strange. It's like I'm kind of in to like as much as I like hate horror and being scared because that shit's cringe. I'm kind of into the lore, and that alone makes me kind of want to go through the other two movies. There's two, right?
I will tell
Well,
you,
there's
there's
three
nothing
now.
but disappointment down that
The
road.
fourth one came out this year, I believe.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth. There's a fourth Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
called Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I believe it was out this year. And
Jesus
it was-
Yeah,
I heard it
the theater where I'm at basically only did it for like 3 days.
Lovely.
So it was like a one weekend thing. Come see it, and then it's gone. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, that. But still, I guess we can watch the second one sometime in the future, and maybe the third one, because I heard the third one's not that great though.
Oh, there's also a comic of Jeepers Creepers.
No
Nobody
comics.
cares about the comics. Shut
Comics,
the fuck up,
hey, we're
dude.
not-
There
we
is
don't-
always a fucking comic, and you've
Yeah.
always fucking read it.
I have
You-
no, I haven't
It is
read
odd.
it.
You somehow.
I
always
haven't
find
read it.
the
I
comic.
literally just found out about it because I'm trying to look up where can I watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and I can only
Oh,
watch it
God.
in the movie theaters right now.
Really, it's playing in the theaters.
I think.
That's crazy.
Not
I
in
think the
theater near
theaters
me.
are a little desperate. Like they even did Terrifier 2 in theaters, which is like that's
What?
Well, it's because
Wait, there's a
Yeah.
Terrifier
we're-
too.
It's because
Uh-huh.
we're kind
What?
of.
finally
What
got
are
a
you
sequel.
talking about?
I
You
was
would
gonna
hate it, Mac.
say, aren't we?
Why would I? Oh, hang on. Why would I hate it?
It's gory as fuck.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, very gory.
What's out right now? I just realized, like, what? Are,
Dragon
Yes.
Ball
Surely-
superheroes.
Surely we're not in a dry spell with film. That'd be really weird.
Oh,
for
Halloween
us.
Ends is getting ready to come out.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say. I'm
this is
surprised
shit.
I'm surprised we didn't actually do Halloween in this lineup.
Because
And
those
I
But-
would
movies
Because
are
we
Yeah.
shit.
tackled Hellraiser last year, so it fits.
Well, because fucking, I know my. Hey, Andrew, what's up, man? Thanks for listening to us. I know his ass is gonna want to drag me to that fucking theater because now I have to see it.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna have to
because
talk. You're gonna have to
the-
talk about that like you did last year when you just told.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I could force you guys to go fucking see it too. But like,
I don't.
man, oh
getting
man,
into
like,
a movie theater's already hard enough.
I appreciate that franchise too much to support these new films. They're fucking terrible.
Yeah, not enough.
Out of
Yet Texas Chainsaw
curiosity-
Massacre, not enough because
Ooh,
I watched
I might-
that last one with you a little bit.
I
of
might
it.
have. We might have to do a fucking Y.A.R.P mini. Out of curiosity, Ninja, do you think the Rob Zombie movies are good?
I think they're better than this shit.
Do you think they're better than the Halloween movies?
Are you talking about the Rob Zombie Halloween movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they're better than the new shit.
Oh, the new shit. I was talking about the old movies. Because
In
Andrew,
some ways, yes.
shout out to my brother. He thinks that he thinks they character assassinate Michael Myers.
No, I wouldn't go.
I mean, it is ultimate. Well, I mean,
It-
you can't really assassinate because it's a different interpretation.
I would
of
say, yeah,
character. It's
that's the
not
thing. Like,
That's a reboot.
if you go back to
yeah.
the originals, they get fucking wonky as shit. Like, it's a druidic fucking curse and stuff.
Every time
like,
you tell me
yeah.
that, I
it
just
gets fucking
immediately go.
insane,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
It's the
Every
Cult
time
of
you tell
Thorn.
me that, Ninja,
Yeah.
I always go like, I don't believe you. Why would
Yeah,
I
they?
swear to God,
Why would they
it's
do
dumb as
that?
fuck.
Why would they? They
The
went
whole
for
thing that made Michael creepy is that he's just a guy, like
Yeah.
in a mask, and it was creepy. And then they were like, "Oh, this magical immortal," because they were trying to explain a way how he kept surviving. You know, like how he
Yeah,
kept coming back.
Yeah, because
And
it
it's like
was
you
just
should have
a
just
trope.
not acknowledged it.
I appreciate the explanation, even if it's really tismy, because at a certain
Well-
point it just becomes absurd.
Well, hang on. If he's just a guy and he keeps coming back, Ninja, would you not like have questions for that kind of world?
I would have issues with it, but I would believe that more than like up to that point we had no real like supernatural or anything like that. And now they're like, oh, it's a druidic fucking curse that was placed on him. I think like as a child, like it's retarded.
Yes.
Dude,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
wasn't the Rob Zombie movie I don't think they ever explained why he gets up, but the thing about Michael's character was that he was just a fucking psychopath because of the.
He
shitty
was
home he
traumatized
in.
as a child. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's his thing, is they trying to turn him into a sympathetic character, which is what his issues were. I could be
No.
miss. I could be miss. I will 100%
Okay,
admit.
let me put it this way. You know all those people that are out there saying that that's what the new Dahmer show did, is they painted him as a sympathetic character. Same fucking thing with the Rob Zombie flick, right? You're not supposed to feel bad for Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie films. It's just a explanation of how he became who he is.
Yeah, it's an
They're not
an
trying to portray him in a
They're trying
good
to
light.
they're trying to get you
An-
to understand him.
An explanation, not an
sympathize.
excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not saying he's not a fucking psychopathic murderer. They're just saying here's how he became that way. Maybe let's not treat children like this.
Okay.
But Michael's a lost fucking cause. Like they acknowledge that in the movie.
Yeah.
And then
the-
there's Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 that where Michael
he made a
hallucinates his mother with a white horse.
So wait, he made another one? I only knew that they made
Yeah.
one.
He made another one, and Michael hallucinates his mom on a white horse, and he it's like I think it happens several times, and then that's what compels him to kill. I think.
Well, out of
Maybe that's
curiosity,
just how he remembers his dad.
Yeah.
maybe.
His mom
So
fucking horse.
to bring it back just for a brief moment, so first time viewing this, I really enjoyed it. In fact, I really liked the ending, kind of because I really appreciate sometimes the monster wins type.
Yeah,
ending.
like.
Oh
good
yeah,
guy.
this had like big Empire Strikes Back vibes. Where
That's-
like, no, he
Yeah.
It's why
big guy lost.
Sisters traumatized and fucking brothers.
I will
gone.
say though, granted, this is what happens in more modern movies. Back in the day, this was kind of like that's kind of a cool twist. But but I had to restrain myself and go, no, this was made 20 years ago, because these days the monster typically always wins, and then it's become the cliche.
right.
I was about to say, but if it started the trope, you know what I mean. I don't feel like that's a
Yeah.
problem with
Well,
that
it's-
movie.
No, obviously,
Well,
it's
I
just
like
not an issue with this.
I like that style of ending. My favorite, of course, being The Descent. It's for some reason considered the alternate ending, where she has the hallucination that she escapes and everything, and then she wakes up, she's still in the cave. It's like, oh, that's fucked.
I like that from a writing perspective, right? You've written a monster that is basically superhuman, has all these abilities, these powers. Like there is no way for your heroes to get out of this situation, right? So a lot of writers, would come up with some Deus Ex Machina bullshit to make it work, and it's like, no, they were just like, well, that's what we got to do. Like there's no way they can beat it. One of them's gonna die.
That's what happened.
And that's what happens. They just kind of leaned into it, and I really appreciate that from a writing standpoint, because how the fuck were they supposed to beat this literal demon?
Well, I feel like with the fucking the rifles coming out. I feel like that would have done a little bit more, but there is like the ambiguity of like, would that have worked? You know what I mean? We didn't get a chance to see it, which I've heard. This is why I kind of like I might sit in on that debate if you're willing to have it, because it's like apparently Michael Myers just shrugs off like an entire squad unloading on him, and it's like,
Yes,
okay,
he
dude,
does.
like
He
what the
does.
fuck?
He does.
It's like
Wait, are we
he's
talking
on-
about the Rob Zombie movies or the original? Because that happens in
It's-
both, I think.
It happens in both. Great. But yeah, it's like the idea that it's like, oh, we can't kill this guy. It's like, I don't know, dog. I feel like if you just cut his fucking limbs off, I think you'd be fine.
Listen, all I will say is that it does get addressed in the sequels, and all I will say is minigun.
You had me. You had me at minigun.
Right? That's
You
what
son of a bitch, I'm in.
Man.
Other than that, does anyone else have anything else to say?
No, like it was
Well,
just
more
a really-
movies like this, you know, it's like
The design of the creeper is really cool.
I
Yeah,
actually
there's, like,
enjoyed that as well.
like I have a really soft spot for the Undertaker's fucking attire.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's a really cool. I mean, it's a really cool fucking like
The,
outfit.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
kind of
It
surprised Rob
reminded me
Zombie.
of- Sorry, you're Ninja.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say I'm surprised Rob Zombie didn't try to get in because he actually has a song called "Meet the Creeper."
Yeah, Meet
Yeah.
the Creeper.
But
It's like,
it kind of
oh, yeah.
reminded me of Mimic in a way. A little bit. Except instead of weird giant insects trying to mimic the visage of people, it's just a weird monster that can actually mimic a person.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, the design,
humanoid-ish enough, you know, he could pass.
the design is really cool, and like I feel like this. It's kind of sad that I didn't know about this, but he seems like a really cool monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one
But
of the
I think one
lesser
reason
known.
maybe it's not as maybe not necessarily like as touted out there is because Victor Salva is, I believe, a convicted pedophile.
Oh, word.
That's not fun.
Yeah,
Very
I
much not
believe
fun.
so. I believe he went to jail for something akin to it, at least.
Who is this?
The director of Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, okay.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not a good look, bro. Not
remember-
bad off.
Still
Bad
fucking watch
Yeah.
Rurouni Kenshin and shit. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, it's like separating the
There
art
is-
from the artist.
There, yeah, I was
What
gonna say
it-
there is a
what-
death of the author.
If this movie
Wait,
focused
so-
a lot on kids or like the Jeepers Creepers thing, hunted kids or some shit like that, it might put a different spin on some shit. But I don't think there
Well-
were even any kids in the movie.
So what happened with the
Yeah.
Rurouni
There were
Kenshin
cats.
guy?
There were babies. Don't you
they're
understand?
these
children.
are
Yeah,
babies complaining.
They're
Yeah.
babies. What are
Hmm.
you talking about? I guess you weren't watching the movie. Must have been playing Xenoverse.
Projecting is always Max.
Listen, I'm just saying.
This fucking
Um,
GIF is very distracting.
Fuck you.
This GIF is awesome. Fuck off.
I'm just saying.
Waka waka.
Oh my god, he's so fucking cool.
Oh my god, dude!
So-
When we do our Xenoverse LP, you're gonna have to watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged at that point.
Yeah.
That has to happen.
Anyone got anything else?
No. Look
What
forward.
would we like score it as far as like objectively? You know, how high do we feel it sits on the?
I'll give it
scale?
like a solid 7.
I would probably give it an 8, or maybe a high 8. But like, what's her name? Giselle.
Yeah, the psychic lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she brings it down a whole point because her character is really fucking strange and like
Yeah,
almost
it's
out
like-
of place.
I saw
On a
all you
meta
in
level,
my
it is
dreams.
Yeah,
On a meta
yeah.
level, it's funny, but like
It's-
in the thing, it's like, oh, she's just here now. Here's
Yeah,
the fucking
she's just
the-
plot of the movie.
Yeah, she's just the
exists to
script
give exposition.
personified.
And
Yeah,
and everybody tells her to shut the fuck up. That's
Yeah.
funny.
it's
But
kind of
it's not
funny.
supposed to be. Hey, I'm the
Right, like,
character
if you're
who
gonna
like,
do
knows...
that. Go ahead, son.
I was just gonna say, it's just I'm the character who knows what the monster is. I know all the lore. I know what's happening, and everybody else in the movie is just like, "Oh my god, this fucking bitch again!
Yeah, it's like, shut
Please just fuck off, so we can go back to shooting it and running it over with a car."
I just feel like if you're gonna do the exposition heavy character, it's a nice touch that like everybody in the movie thinks she's a crazy crackpot and tells her to shut the fuck up and get lost.
Oh, it certainly helps.
A little bit.
And that she doesn't actively sway the plot all that much, you know?
Yeah, she.
Mhm.
I do wonder why the creature didn't kill her.
she's
She's
black.
dead. Well, that too,
She had
but,
nothing.
you know.
He had nothing
Her
it
explanation
wanted.
was that it kills people who has something it wants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
whether
that's
it's a
fair,
body
yeah.
part or something more metaphorical, we don't actually know. But yeah, it's Mel Turner's like, bitch, you
Well,
ain't shit.
Well, hold on. It
Yeah,
does
you're
kill
black
people who
too,
are in
Frank.
its way. It killed old
Yeah, but
lady.
she
No.
wasn't in the way.
Yeah, and also like all the guy that it was eating. I mean, it needed more body parts. Like it had like a leg, but if you saw it when it was going into the police station, it was hobbling around. It was like missing an arm.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably just
It
needed
ate one
some
guy's
body.
hand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a 7 or an 8.
Well, what would bring it? Out of curiosity, what would bring it down to a 7? Because, like I said, I put it at an 8, solid, maybe even
I
higher. Because I
think
don't.
you're looking at it as like everything is a 10 until they're marked down. Whereas at least for me, it's baseline is 5.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
it's just perfectly normal. It doesn't make any major fuck ups, but it also doesn't do anything that good. It's 5. It's average. It was a thing that I put into my eyeballs.
Okay.
And 6, it's a bit above average. It does some things quite well. It pulls off some neat writing shit without fucking them up. And then 7, it pulls off a lot of neat writing things without fucking them up. There's characters I really enjoy. There's decisions that I completely understand. There's maybe even conflict that makes sense. You know, this is when we're getting into things that are actually good. Then 8 is just really good, 9 is fucking excellent, and then 10 is god tier. And for this, I'd say I'd put it at around a 7. Like, this is good. It's a very, very simple plot. And it's not really doing anything that elevates it to fucking heights of artistic expression or anything, but it's a good, very solid horror movie.
Stays in its lane, it knows what it's trying to do, and it does execute on its simple premise fairly well.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Pumpkinhead in that aspect. That's one reason why I love that one so much.
You can tell that, pedophile or not, the people involved in this project gave a shit.
Yeah.
It's always nice
You know,
when the
and-
person gives a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Dude,
it's the same thing.
pedophiles aren't nice, Wyatt. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like you have to separate the art from the artist. Like
Oh yeah,
like
you
even
do.
though Dick Wolf was like a massive piece of shit too, but like Law and Order was a fucking banger for like all of the fucking 30 years it was running. You know what I mean? Like there is a point where it's like, dude, okay, he's a piece of shit. Can we acknowledge that? Yes. Okay. Is this a good piece of media? It's a very good piece of media.
Yeah,
Okay.
when it comes to
The
Death of the
ultimate
Author
example
as
is
well.
Lovecraft.
I was gonna
Like-
say one of the
Lovecraft
good
is a massive
examples
piece of
of Death of the Author would be actually James Gunn. With Groot being Baby Groot being a completely separate entity and not a continuation of Groot.
Yeah.
Or
like it's
what
Groot's
do you think?
offspring, not
Or
like
what
a clone, not
he
like...
thought of Polka Dot Man, because James Gunn wrote that scene of when he's caring about Melvin. His intention was he wanted you to feel he was trying to make everyone feel sorry for him, when that's not what comes across on screen.
That's not at all what comes across. We all feel bad for Melvin,
Yeah.
the best character in Suicide Squad.
I
Yeah,
still have yet to see that.
Really?
God.
That's a banger of a movie, dog.
It's
Well, it's
because
Disney, but the
I've
characters
made
are
it
a
a
lot of
point
fun.
to not. I've made it a point to not watch anything from the DCEU ever again, unless I have to.
I can buy that, but honestly, the Suicide Squad's a pretty good movie.
And also leads into a halfway decent TV show.
Yeah.
Also, I
Peacemaker's
just don't
pretty
believe
okay.
that the DCEU is a thing. Their movies are so disconnected that
Yeah, like fucking the
they're
movies.
pretending that they have a universe. They don't. They just have some
No.
movies, and that's okay.
They
You're
really
allowed.
don't. It's and like it's really bad when like the best contenders are like Justice League and Wonder Woman 1.
Mm,
No, fuck that, dude. Shazam, Suicide Squad,
I'm talking
No,
about.
no,
I'm
no,
talking
no.
about-
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. Make sure we make
Yeah,
that
the
distinction.
No,
Suicide
I'm specifically
Yeah.
talking about the ones that I have seen. I haven't
no,
seen.
you've only
seen the
Suicide
shit.
Squad.
Yeah, you haven't seen shit.
I
Shazam's
watched Shazam. I watched Shazam in theaters when it came out,
Shazam.
and I thought it was not awful.
Yeah, it's
That's pretty god tier for DCU.
really
dude, compared
god
to like
tier.
Man
Yeah,
of
Man
I
of
Steel
didn't
and
really
That's
like
what
it, but I
84.
didn't really like it, but I didn't think it was terrible.
In a field of twos, a 6 was amazing.
Yeah. Exactly. When you got ones and twos, dude, a 6 is a banger.
exactly.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm attracted to garbage more than good things, and that's why I watch
I
know
you
garbage.
you and
That's-
Wyatt both, man.
You
You
and
guys are
Wyatt,
fueled
like,
by
fucking
anger
hell,
and
dude.
like,
Like, I
hate
hate
watching
that
and shit.
Ugh.
I was gonna say, like, especially since we're gonna be watching Rings of Power. I'm gonna
Oh
have
my
to, I'm gonna have to,
God.
re-
Why,
I'm
though?
gonna have to go through.
Why? Jesus Christ.
Well, Wyatt's gonna edit my She-Hulk video when I get to doing that.
So that means I need to. That doesn't mean I need to watch the show. That means I just need to see the clips of stuff that
Yeah,
you're.
but
No,
editing.
that's worse. That's worse though, because you're gonna be watching the worst parts, because Jake is gonna give those to you. Like,
Yeah.
Look,
you're gonna watch the maximum cringe from a really cringy
Look,
show.
I've already said, like, I have already screamed my head off about the fucking Accords just being repealed off screen. I think I'm finally at the MCU is dead to me. I'm ready to just edit this project and be done with it.
It won't be for a little while though. Don't
That's-
worry.
that's
I still
fair.
got I got one or two more before She-Hulk.
They make
I think
Daredevil do the Walk of Shame in costume.
Don't worry.
That's
with
so
his shoes off,
strange.
Yeah. that's
Wouldn't
weird.
wouldn't Daredevil like just
stop.
wouldn't
All right,
Daredevil,
hey, look,
Shut up.
everybody, thank you for joining us for fucking Jeepers Creepers. It was a really good movie. Everything else sucks nowadays, so this was a
And-
nice like throwback to something really good.
And the conclusion of Halloween, or is it? We'll
Or
see
it
on
is.
next
Bum
week.
bum bum.
We gotta-
Karen is coming.
Except the slur.
Karen.
Depends
What
on
did I
him.
miss
The
Karen?
irony.
Do it,
We have
Karen.
to
Do it.
we have to return some tapes.